Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one, and welcome to episode 77 of the Vintage Collection Quickshot series. And it's a pod racer, and it's Rats Tyerell and Pit Droid. And he comes with a little blaster that's fallen off. So anyway, I've just been watching The Mandalorian, you see, chapter 6. That series just gets better and better. So I could really talk to you for about half an hour now about how much I'm loving that, but no, I want to crack on with this series. So it's a pod racer, Rats Tyerell. The one thing about Rats is that, and pod racers is that there's one missing for definite that should be on a vintage card. I've said it before and I'll obviously say it again now, and that is Sebulba. But I will do a whole top 5 figures that we need in the Phantom Menace, but Sebulba, without question, would be on my top 5. I wouldn't be messing around putting him as a honourable mention. He would be in my top 5. And also people like, Viceroy Gunray would be in there. So I will do that. So let me get through all these Phantom Menace cards first, and then we'll talk about what we need or could have in the future. It would be nice to see some more for that. But anyway, 20th anniversary of the Phantom Menace. It's nice to be talking about these guys. I do like pod racing and pod racers. It's a good sequence in the film. Besides, the good bits that you see for... Excuse me a minute. Well, I'll get this thing to bloody focus. There we go. Besides the great sequences of Darth Maul, and there's some good moments all over the Phantom Menace, the pod race sequences, it's a good sequence. It's hard to take your eyes off it, really, or get bored during it, because it's all action, isn't it? George Lucas, he loves it, doesn't he? Racing, it's just his whole life, isn't it? Even when you watch THX 1138, that whole sequence at the end, it's a chase. He likes speed. He does. George Lucas. It's his thing, isn't it? So he wants to put that kind of thing in his movies. So that's the car back, Rats Tyerell. And yeah, I've just mounted the camera again, but the car back, I'll go back in on it later. The car back is so funny because that is literally his last moment before, I presume, he dies. There's no way he can survive that. He crashes. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry if you've not seen the Phantom Menace. There's no way he can survive that. And the really sad thing about Rats Tyerell is his whole family are waiting or watching him before the race, his wife, and he's got several kids, I believe. And it's very sad, isn't it? I'm laughing, but it's just ridiculous. It makes me sad, Rats Tyerell, the fact that what happens to him. But the figure's awesome. But yeah, there's something about the car back. It's really good, actually. It's like the classic 80s photographs that they chose, literally lifted from the movie, an action shot. It's got a little bit of natural grain to it, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean by that? It's not like, say, it's a mocked up photograph done professionally. It's literally an action shot. So anyway, here are the figure, and the actual droid as well. Is good that you get it with it, because I've been saying for a while, when you get these smaller figures, you feel like you're getting kind of, when you pay the same price for a smaller piece of plastic as you do for a larger piece, feel like you're getting a little bit shafted, really. But anyway, with this, you do get 2 in 1. And that brings me to the Jawa, which is a figure that I've been campaigning for ages to get in the vintage collection. And one of the things I said was, given that smaller figures like this, they did well, Hasbro Kenner, by putting 2 in 1, bang for your buck and all that. But I thought that they could have made the Jawa, changed the name pill to Jawas. And they repacked one of the 2 figures in the Black Series. They could have put the 2 figures that were in the Black Series on the card and made it Jawas plural here. Why not, eh? But they didn't. They just gave you 1. But it's nice with this figure and others in the vintage collection. They give you 2 for the smaller characters. Even for Wicket, they gave you a piece of plastic on the right-hand side, which was the adapter thing you can put on him to make him look like he did in Ewoks. I think that cartoon thing. So there he is. With Rats, I do have a few pod racers on my katana. If you follow my channel, you know I do that, because I have this thing whereby on my katana, I don't have it mocked up to look like the Battle of Carcoon in the Return of the Jedi. I've got my katana set up like just a standard cruise one time, or in a period of Jabba's life where he was just sort of with his entourage, maybe pre-Return of the Jedi, around A New Hope or something, of which, Jabba would have an entourage of guests, friends, smugglers, people who are working for him, people he likes, his whole crew. But you know, without any doubt that Jabba would loves pod racing. You see him in the Phantom Menace watching it and orchestrating everything. So I've got Sebulba on my katana, and I've got Mahonic, who I think also actually dies in the Phantom Menace. I don't know. He has a crash. But I did have this guy with them in a little cluster. They're all in Jabba's audience chamber in the bar area, hanging out, having a drink. Because, you know, Jabba would have invited people like that on, maybe, potentially. I have that theory. But this guy I took off because he's... there's no question he dies in the Phantom Menace. It didn't work with the timeline. He wouldn't be around to enjoy the opulence and luxury of the katana with Mahonic and Sebulba, because he's dead, basically. But yeah, the figure comes with this as well. This is the pit droid, and I'm going to have trouble focusing here. I'm struggling here. Flipping heck. I know why. Something's in the background. So anyway, the pit droid doesn't really articulate. I don't usually go through articulation in this series, so I want to talk to you about the character, give you a brief look at it, but he looks great. You can ball joint the head, which is awesome. I love ball joints, but unfortunately, that is where the articulation finishes. There's only a hinge here, and a hinge there, and a hinge in the legs. So you can't articulate the elbows. But coming up is going to be the B1 Battle Droid. That's the next episode, 78, I believe. So check that out. That's coming up next. Bent antenna, I'm afraid. But yeah, Rats Tyerell. That's all I really wanted to say about him. I feel very sorry for the character. I do like him. He's probably one of my... for the comedy element, one of my favourite pod racers after Sebulba. You shout to numb 9. Just a Sebulba. He made Channy but chap chow. He told about the voodoo. Can't do Sebulba, obviously, by that one. It was a fail. Let me put these two together there. Because he doesn't have peg holes, I've just basically put the pit droid. Tucked his legs under there. Someone was asking me about these stands. These stands came from eBay, but the mold of these stands came from the Saga Legends line, I believe. Some of them were silver, some were brown, beigey colour, some were silver with the gold ones, and then some were black in the Movie Heroes line, I believe. But on eBay in Hong Kong or China or somewhere, I ordered a shed load of them. But currently, because all my figures are in jiffy bags, not jiffy bags, in seal bags, I've got none of them on stands at the minute, but when I get them all on display, I'm going to get these stands out en masse and display them all. So that is Rats Tyerell. Let me give you another look, if I haven't already, of the bubble inside it. So there you go. Nice to see two figures in one. Bang for your buck. There's that brilliant image of him. Look at his face. Poor guy. Poor family, you know. Oh, very sad that, isn't it? They look like such a loving family as well. But, you know, if you're going to have a dangerous profession like pod racing, then that's the sad outcome, isn't it, really? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you stay tuned, the B1 Battle Droid will be coming up. That's a really good figure. Thank you for watching. This has been... Oh, very quickly, I was going to show you this. I was going to do a haul video. But I did... I won a job lot of Attack of the Clones figures. I got 2 Palpatines. One of them I was going to recard, and I got a Ton Wee, and I got this guy, but look at him, he's another interesting looking pod racer. Don't forget that Annie is the only human who can do it. But look at this guy, look at this droid that comes. I think that one dispatches, this thing here dispatches the pit droids, isn't it, I think? I don't know. Oh yeah, but look at the weathering, by the way, on the top of that. It's awesome, that, isn't it? Premium vintage collection quality. But anyway, I just thought I'd show you this guy, and just to reiterate again that I'd love to see Sebulba one day put on that card. It would be great. That deserved character for it. Anyway, thank you again for watching. This has been Only One Kenobi. Oh, don't forget to hit the like button if you've enjoyed this. Yes, and subscribe if you are new around here. Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.